Hi, welcome to Mystic Moons. Let's go out into the universe tonight. Let's hop on that space shuttle and let's just go beyond our stratosphere, our atmosphere, the Kuiper belt, and let's get mill around together in our solar system. So let's relax, first of all. Relax. Get comfy. Sit up comfy. And you and I and everyone else listens. We don't have to listen to it at the same time. But once we get in the mood, let's think about our existence. Let's think about our being. Let's forget if we're from this country or that country, this city or that city, town, farmland, what language we speak. Because with non-humans, it doesn't matter. They don't care if we grunt, if we yodel, if we chirp, right? Because to them, we are earth animals. Earth animals. And we have seen under the sea, there are creatures we've never seen before, beautiful colors, beautiful, they do different things. They have different types of feel. And the same thing with land creatures. They different. I mean, four-legged, two-legged, feathers, no feathers, scales, skin, fur, etc. And then there's creatures of the sky. And we do know on this earth we have dimensions, right? I mean, not every creature looks and sees things the way human animals do. Humans. Humans. We just call them us humans. Humanity has a lot of limitations and a lot of possibilities too. And for a species so gifted, we find ourselves extremely narrow-minded. And that's something that being narrow-minded and not paying attention can make us susceptible to a lot of things. We could be conquered. We could be in the process of being conquered by an alien, non-human civilization. Non-human intelligence, as as we go to war and we bomb people out and we say this and we see that and we acquiesce to this and that, how smart do you think that we really, our intelligence level is not really all that boastful? I'll put it that way, boastful. So there's many things that lead us to being taken over with contact. Now, can you just imagine, like 3iAtlas is up there? 3iAtlas. Now, if you haven't heard about 3iAtlas, well, what shoe do you live in? What fairy tale are you existing in? No, I'm being taunting. But 3iAtlas has been around since July. It's probably been around longer than that, but you can't trust the powers that be to tell us exactly full details. The need to know. You don't need to know this and you don't need to know that. Right? Because many of us aren't powerful enough or aren't connected enough to even think about life on other planets. We think the Earth is the soul of everything, of our galaxy. Or we live in a flat Earth, or we don't live in any Earth. We live in a simulation. All these things are possibilities. And they should be open for discussion instead of calling people, and we're not going to call anybody names. We're simply wanting to know if 3iAtlas is on one side going round and round and round our solar system, and R2SWAN is too, covering whatever 3iAtlas is someplace. R2SWAN is also covering the gaps, the spaces. So there is no holes in our Swiss cheese type of protection. So Elon Musk is going up there launching satellite after satellite, and our magnetic field is already kind of holy and has gaps in many places. The Antarctica is one of the gaps, right? It's one of the gaps. There's many, many things going on, and we're constantly being told, don't pay attention. 3iAtlas is a comet, even though it has like 12 or dozen plus abnormalities that do have not yet fit the classic definition of a comet. But what do you think? Do you think 3iAtlas is a spaceship? A probe? I mean, we send probes out. Why shouldn't we be contacted? Especially when there's millions and millions, get it? Millions and millions and millions of planets and galaxies, each with their own star and their own planets revolving around their bright stars. You could say it's a mirror effect. I mean, we're just looking at us to the millionth degree, the million exponential math times us times 1 billion times, and mirrors going pop, 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 pop. And that's also a possibility. But we know that we're not the only ones. Even on this planet, we've had so many things that archaeologists can't figure out. How did that get there? How did these ape-dwelling, bipeds manage to move these tons and tons and tons weight-wise of structures? And for what purpose? And every single thing is always geared, it must have been a religious, so such and such. It could have been an airfield, but they'll call it to us as religious. So there's so many things, but can they wait any longer? As we seek to implode one country against another country, and this terraforming of our earth, the air, the water, the food, the animals. Now, we've been cloning and making laboratory animals for quite some time, 100 years plus. It's nothing new. And we also have bioids, which are human beings that are being cloned too for like body parts. But we don't talk about that too much because that is still something that we don't. Polite societies wonder if we are capable of being able to handle. Cloned sheep. I think Dolly was the first publicized mammal, the sheep. And that was in the 80s or 70s. That was quite a while ago. And we do know before something's publicized, it's also been enacted privately in labs. And as we're in an age where we're having 3D printed flesh, muscle tissue to eat, lab and other synthetic foods, synthetic water. Our water has a lot of things in it. But we're in our digitized format of like, you don't have to bother this and that. We can just make everything an illusion. We've also been saying alien invasion will be a faux, a pretend. So 3iAtlas, even though we see it, it's round, it has all these abnormalities, it's brighter, it's operating on a regular heartbeat every 16 hour times that it does a switch off and a switch on. Thump, 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 thump. It's operating as though it has a pulse. And we also know that 3iAtlas came from a direction that prior was perceived to have radio signals. And those radio signals have never been quite as explicitly explained to us what the SOS was. They're coming. Do you really in your guts, in your essence, in the very pit of your being, do you really think that some advanced race does not want to hear, not because they want to save us from ourselves, our warring, murderous tendencies towards each other is known. Right? It's known. But the fact that you blow up more chemicals, more shock waves, more sound waves, more light frequencies into the universal solar systems, it has an effect. Okay, it's the same thing if you're in a crowded room and you decide you have some gas and you release your gas. You're not the only person who's going to notice it, right? Or if you sneeze, same thing. You sneeze into the air. So, I mean, once you implode on some level, it affects others. So, are you prepared for alien invasion? Now, if they were really, you have to realize that we have to get ourselves. Now, first of all, do you really think that if there's aliens, they're going to contact world leaders? Number one. Or would they contact you or I? Think about that for a moment. Now, why should they contact a world leader who would put their military forces, thinking they're already the enemy, and so even if they came in peace, they would be, oh, you look different from me. Oh, they would be like such a we got to keep this quiet. And if the invading aliens or friendly alien, hello, how are you type in alien race, there would be such an evoking of the lower, lesser human emotions. Number one, you're going to change everything. You're going to change my power structure, which is changing. It's changing. And then the existing non-humans that are already on this planet would be quaking that they are going to be superseded by someone else. Because it's just not one type of aliens, non-humans. Don't you think so? What do you think? Do you think that they are aliens, alien race? Maybe they're like lusty aliens who, like a fire alarm, would come and rescue and go, with thirst at your planetary inhabitants, the passion that they exude. Now, I think in many ancient books, they've had invaders, different people, different beings who became lustful towards humans. In many ancient books that's been spoken about, ancient civilizations. So, and then the fact that, like in the United States, there's a whole lot of tushy wagging, backside moving, and and the beat, the thump, it's all this indiscriminate mating. I mean, there's very little protocol to mating rituals. That some beings go, I want to get my hands on those humans. And then you think, wow, they really like to feel a certain kind of way. And then they don't think that much about it. So many things are possible. But of course, you would have a class of people that would only be thinking about having the technology, or a class of beings who would only be like, look at my technology. Then you'd have another class of beings who go, oh, look at these humans. They have so many different emotions that we don't allow ourselves. Now that, human emotions versus non-human emotions has long been speculated about, right? Has long been speculated. Now let's see. I'm going to take a few reads and see if, about 2 weeks, December the 19th, or a little over 2 weeks, we have the close contact with 3iAtlas. First of all, we have done different readings on 3iAtlas, but the whole world is looking upon. We do know that 3iAtlas is not an illusion. It is not, what's that word? I can't think of it. It starts with a tummy. What's that word? It's not a light show. It's real. It is something that's tumbling through not tumbling indiscriminately, it's patterning itself through our planets. It's been to Mars, it's been here, it's been there. And it is observing and seeing. Now, first of all, do you believe that the other planets the 9 planets that we do say exist. I think there's 9. But we do say that we can tell their orbit. There's many things in our solar system that we don't know. Many heavenly bodies, because we don't have the sight for it. As being human, we're very limited in our sight, in our ability to see things. Even with aids, we are still, at this point, still rather limited or immature. That's why we have to relegate ourselves to opening our other channels of feelings, of senses. We have to open up our other gifts. Now, we're sitting in this chair listening to me talk about 3iAtlas, right? Now, I want you to relax. Kind of close your eyes and get up there. We're still running around the Kuiper Belt, a little hitting a few little asteroids here and there. And we've acknowledged there's lots of things up there. It's dark, but it's cold. But we don't really, we're not there with our physical bodies. We're just up there. And we see many things. It's a void, but it's not a void. It's an eerie type of silence, eerie type of quiet. And we can look around in our heads, look around, moving our heads left to right. We don't even have to. We can see all around us. We can hear some sort of whistles, some kind of low vibrational whistle. It's probably higher, but that's all we can hear. Now let's go further to the ends. Let's leave all those meteorites. We can speculate who's really running the show with all those stones and pieces of matter. Now, right now, we've already once before gotten close to 3iAtlas. We see this glowing. You see it. Yeah. Is this an alien invasion? Is this, what is it? What is it? Let's just go. I'm going to open my eyes now, but we're all there. Aren't you there in the solar system? Looking close. We're not really that close to it yet, but we could see it shining, streaking through the cosmos, through our universe. All right. Where are we? Just picking. Tell us, what is this? What is this? What is this? You see it? It's cold, it's empty, but it's full at the same time. Now let's see. You're up there, aren't you? You're up there in the darkness. We have the 10 of Pentacles. This is more than just a comment. This is not just a comment. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have a message is coming. A message. And they're not just they're going to come to who is open to them. Temperance. They're patiently looking, patiently evaluating. This is something that is evaluating us and where we stand with the rest of the planets. The rest of the planets. If you think that all life in our solar system is only Earth humans, you will be placed in a particular spot. If you don't, you will be placed elsewhere. And here we have the Page of Pentacles. Wow. Pentacles. I would say this would be really trying to understand the primordial impulses and level of the people of Earth, of the humans of Earth. And then we have to see what else is governing, influencing Earth energies. Because it's more than just humans. We wouldn't have the chemtrails in the sky with its strontium, aluminum, magnesium, and other heavy metals crisscrossing our skies if they were not in anticipation of something coming into our atmosphere, right? It certainly does us no good to be under intense ionized radiation from 5G, 6G, 4G, Wi-Fi, as well as having chemtrails to aid in the nitrogen, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide, a small amount of less than 1% of carbon dioxide, which is, necessary for our life. See, there's a very complex layer and layer and layer and layer. Hello. You understand where we're coming from this, don't you? We have to pay attention to this because our media, our mouthpieces aren't going to say, look at all the things that slowly, it's like a layer cake, right? It's almost like a wedding cake and getting ready for the real ceremony, layer upon layer, and you have the ones to be joined in the union, the top of the pyramid. Haven't we been being prepared for this decade after decade after decade? We can't hold out any longer because we're too nuts, because we're too impulsive, because why? Maybe we're being readied. Our intelligence is enough. Our intelligence, our wonderment, let's put it that way. Our wonderment has enough loopholes in it to wonder why. Even now, you see the way this is pulsating. This thought is causing this. See the pulse? Wow. It's pulsating. We've gotten to something. Maybe it's all the breathing or look how we're fading in and out. We're fading. We'll have to cleanse the air. We want to know. We want to know where we as humans stand, right? Hello. Where do we stand in this quagmire of terraforming Earth? Terraforming us. We're in a strange position, Earth people. We're in a strange position. Are we in the mood for it? We're going to be categorized. In fact, we are being digitized because we are being categorized. Who told whom to digitize the masses? Oh, each and every country. Who needs this organization to have us all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. down? Don't you find a twinge of speculation stirring within you? Even as we know that we are all in the cosmos, we are all stars, stardust. Not to have everybody go, oh wow, look at this, look at that, look, it's like celebrity star, no. On a cellular level, where do we stand? Where do we stand against interstellar visitors? Interdimensional visitors, different. I mean, you could call them demons, angels, jinn, whatever you want to call interdimensional or even non-humans. It doesn't matter the labels, Debbie's, whatever. Saints, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the point of we are now at the point of contact, of which we've been here before. But how do we handle it? Are we going to go hysterical? And that is why they're going around and around and around. Us, us, us. To find out. Now, you're not going to, in the United States, you're not going to say, oh, hello, Mr. President Trump, or hello, President Macron, or Sheikh Rashid Ahmed. We're not going to say that. They're not going to do it that way. Because our status level, our hierarchy, matters not to them. And how are you going to feel like realizing, well, I thought I had, all these things. I thought I was. And then you realize you're not. You're not. No, you ain't. No, you're not. Let's just say let's just take this deck and just cut it. And let's say, if there's an invasion, how is this card, this one, how would it do if there's an invasion? And we have the sun. We have the sun, the trumps, the trump card, the sun. Glory, glory, hallelujah. That is going to blow people's minds. Contact, that's going invasion. That would blow your mind. That would blow your mind. Blow everyone's mind. If they were saying hello, which is an invasion, you don't know. I mean, world leaders would take it as an invasion. They wouldn't even give the visitors a chance. They would be trembling with greed, trying to get their hands on the technology, and also scared because we would look at hierarchy different. Now, if they come in friendly contact, let's just get another feeling of this. Friendly contact. Friendly. Now, friendly contact. Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. Friendly contact. Could be a mixture of both. Soften you up to find out, because we don't trust that easily, especially something that's different. And it's been said that right around visiting our planet are 4 types of humans. We have the Nordics, the tall Nordics. We have the insect race. We have the reptilian race. And there's another one too. Could be the grays. But there's much more than just those 4. Have you been watching your sci-fi? Sci-fi is nothing more than softening you up, getting you used to something that you should take quite seriously. Something you should take quite seriously. What do you think that happens? Are you ready? Are you ready for contact, disclosure? Disclosure. Is it going to blow your mind? Is it going to be, wow, I'm so glad I finally know? Or, I knew that. I predicted that. Or are you going to be scared, crapless? Or are you going to be, oh my God? Or are you going to go, oh, can you just imagine the effect it would have on the world religions? If you can imagine what would happen in the studies. And they tell you in the United States, you don't need to go to college for useless degrees. Just get out there and make cabinets, plunge, be plumbers, be this, electricians. I mean, of course, I mean, all this useless rhetoric. You keep learning, and developing yourselves. Maybe that's why we're having disclosure now, because there's so much misdirection going on this planet. So much misdirection that in the hands of so much explosive weaponry, destructive weaponry. But it's more than that, too. It's more than that, because recently they disclosed that time itself is not the way that they thought it was, or released to us to think that it is. There's lots of weird things going on. Well, think about it. Think about if we are going to have invasion or disclosure or hi earthlings, hi earth people, earth classes, and what would happen? And are you mentally prepared for disclosure? And are you going to be bogged down in thinking distraction after distraction that your countries put out to keep you out of the path of contact and seeking contact and dealing with contact and trusting your own innate sensibilities? Well, I'll leave this topic. Think about it. Think about it. Until the next time. We're going to 2 weeks is 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. We're going to find out more information. And what kind of rippling effect will that have? Think about it. Thank you for the likes and comments. What do you think 3iAtlas is? A little old different comment? A little rock coming in the sky? Or do you think it is the mothership to take back what it has here, or to join us with the rest of the universe, the rest of the solar system? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. The luxury of being me, myself, and I may be numbered. Until the next time, thank you. If you like this, you want to hear more, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.